Well, hello, I'm Pat Olson alongside the USF Director of Athletics Scott Sidwell. This is our third chance to kind of sit down and catch up with Scott as we're into the middle of the basketball conference portion of the season and heading towards baseball, the spring coming, and lots of exciting times. Scott, it's been, I guess, about 8 months now that you've been on campus. Talk about some of the things, the exciting things that you feel you've accomplished to this point so far.
Well, it's been a fast and feverish year, for sure. I can't believe that we're already, in February heading toward March and then toward the summer and gearing up for another new year. We've had a lot of things happen. Certainly all the renovations to War Memorial Gym. We've hired some new staff. We've retooled a couple of areas, and we're looking forward to really finishing strong here. With our men's basketball schedule coming down the stretch, we've got some exciting things happening. Baseball getting cranked up, defending WCC champions, golf programs, tennis programs, and then down the stretch, track, everybody. So it's an exciting time. We're competing for West Coast Conference Commissioners Cup, and it's be an important spring for us.
I know one of the visions you had coming in as you took the job was the four pillars. Expand on those a little bit if you could.
Well, certainly, excelling in the classroom sits at the very top of that. And we finished the fall semester grade point average of a 3.23 department-wide, which was up from 3.18. Our goal is a 3.3 this year. We're working hard, put some things in, made some tweaks at the semester with some progress reports and how we're going to, approach things going forward. So with that, we're looking forward to finishing strong there. Second is winning at the highest level of competition. And we've talked about that a lot. None of what happens around here happens without us winning and winning in a big way. And so for that, we're going to push hard to always try to put our kids in the very best position to win. Our teams came off a very successful fall. And into the winter, we're battling hard with men's and women's basketball to put us in a good position for the WCC tournament. And then we feel real good about coming, down the stretch here with our spring sports. So it's very important for us. Engaging the community, we've been able to partner with some folks, Harper for Kids in town, out in the schools, reading to kids coming to games, working with, Father Prophet and a number of different student organizations to make sure we're out in the community. And then becoming leaders in the world, we've developed a leadership committee on campus, our SAC group, and we look forward to launching our leadership manual at the beginning of next year.
Talk about some of the promotional things going on. I know you've got your whiteout shirt.
Whiteout night,
for
Santa Clara. There
for
it
the
is,
Santa
right
Clara
there.
game. San Francisco Athletics. It's going to be great to see the gym, all white inside. But talk about those and some of the other things, going on as we head towards those I guess, three big kind of sexy games that linger at the end there on the men's schedule.
Well, you know what? First of all, I want to thank BMW San Francisco for sponsoring the whiteout tomorrow night. It's great to be able to give everybody in attendance a free T-shirt. We hope that draws some people out. It's a national TV audience on ESPNU. It's the first time in 3 years that we've been on national TV. That's a big deal. That's a big deal for our program. It's a big deal for this institution. And so we're sending the message to everybody that, hey, let's show everybody who we are. Let's get the place filled up. Let's get it loud. Let's get it raucous and have some fun and beat Santa Clara. I know it's a huge rivalry for us, and so it's rivalry week, and we're excited about that. Down the stretch, we've got BYU, we've got Gonzaga, we've got St. Mary's. We're doing Bill Cartwright jerseys for Gonzaga, for BYU. We've got gold rally towels. We're doing all senior night. We've got a lot of different stuff going on promotionally down the stretch to try to engage people to come. One of the things that was successful for us from a ticket promotion standpoint was that we put in the Don's Deals 3-pack, and we sold a significant number of them in advance so that people don't have to come wait in line. And that's where we want to be. We want to fill the gym up night in and night out, and we're not going to stop pushing until we do that. That's important. That's important for our programs. It's important for this institution that we create the culture of winning and being successful. And the fans need to know, and I cannot stress this enough, you are a part of it. You are a part of helping us win. We need you there. We need you loud. Let's fill it up and have some fun.
One thing I can attest to the viewers watching the interview and my travels with the men's basketball team is you've been on the road an awful lot with the men's basketball team to go around and kind of, get a glance around the West Coast Conference and go to Gonzaga and see what's brought them success and a $31 million basketball facility in the McCarthy Athletic Center. What kind of things have you gleaned in your visits around the league to this point?
Well, it's certainly evident to me that institutions that we're competing against are investing a lot of resources. Fans are investing a lot of resources. People are committed to winning at the highest level at some of the places that I've been at. And so for us, we need to take the very same attitude. It is going to be about how we can continue to put ourselves in a position to win at the highest level. If we want to compete on the national stage, national prominence, it's going to take support. And I said that the first day I was hired at the podium, is that it's not just about, hiring a couple fundraisers and selling more tickets and doing that. It's everybody. It's everybody showing up. It's everybody getting out there, buying T-shirts, buying merch. Do what you can do. Support comes in a number of different ways. It's not all about the person who can write the big check. We need those too. But at the same time, it's about coming out and supporting. Supporting is not watching it on TV. Supporting is not getting on the internet and writing about it. It's about coming and participating. So that, to me, is what we need to change the culture.
Let's talk about the commitment to the student athlete, because you've brought in a new position in Doug Padron, who's I'm going to get it wrong here, but I'm going to try it, the Assistant Athletic Director for Athletic Performance. And, his mission is to come in and help success with student athletes. I like it because, from my perspective, it's a new position. It's not just something you're filling. It's obvious you have a vision to go above and beyond what's happened here in the past. And one subtle difference I noted, and I wrote about it in my blog, and it's kind of a silly difference, but just the way the post-game meals have been handled. 10 years ago, the kids got on the bus after a game and there were pizzas sitting there, and sometimes they were cold, sometimes they were warm, sometimes there wasn't enough. And this last road trip down in Los Angeles, there was a full buffet after the game, and I know the nutrition aspect is a big part of the whole student athlete. It's not just about playing the court, not just about getting grades in the classroom. That's a big part of it, certainly, but it's about that whole mindset about how can we make them more successful. Talk about the decision to bring in Doug and go that extra step with performance.
Well, and for us, we're always looking for that edge. What are we doing? What is the administration? What is our institution doing to put our student athletes in the very best position to win at the highest level? This is something that we've implemented. I think it's going to have a tremendous amount of success. We're already starting to see the dividends. We've hired Doug to come in and oversee training, nutrition, weight, everything that we can possibly think that affects their performance. Each student athlete will have an individual profile based upon all the measurements, and using our exercise and sports science department right here on our campus to do some testing to get real live results of what we need to do to make them better. We can all sit back and think, well, hey, if we just eat more vegetables and fruit and a little bit of protein, we're going to get better. Well, for some kids, that doesn't necessarily work unless you know what the science behind it is. That's what Doug is bringing to the table. We ultimately want to have for our student athletes a profile on everything that they do, okay? Not just their nutrition, not just their workout. How do they get better in their respective sport? What do they need to do academically? Right at their fingertips. We're developing an app right now so that every student athlete, we're looking for somebody to buy them all iPads, and we want every student athlete in our department to have an iPad that on that iPad says, hey, this is what I need to do to be the very best in all four aspects and pillars here at the University of San Francisco. So we're just scratching the surface. We started some training tables, for a couple of our sports as test pilots to see if it makes them better. Planned meals, planned workouts. Let's weigh them in. Let's take a look at what we can do to make them better. That's our job. That's my job, is to find the opportunities to give our coaches to go recruit and then bring great student athletes here and win.
That certainly is kind of a behind-the-scenes thing. Let's talk about something out front that the fans certainly see, and that's the dress-up inside War Memorial Gym. When you walk in the lobby, the new lobby look. And the thing a lot of fans have commented to me about, a lot of alums have come to me about, is those overhead banners that change and rotate. Right. And really, it still has that intimate feeling of War Memorial Gym, but it also has kind of a big league feel now. Even the new press tables, they're NBA-style press tables. You really have done a tremendous job in making the gym an attractive place. Discuss that a bit, if you could, and your vision there as well.
Well, you know what? If we're going to recruit the type of student athletes, we're going to have fans that want to be entertained, to come to our game. There is an entertainment aspect to this. We need to give them the very best, and that starts with where we live, right here in War Memorial. Let's be proud of being a Don. I know I am, and I'm proud every day I walk in that gym and I see those 12 national championships and I see those banners in the gym. All those great names. I'm honored to be the athletic director here because I think this is a place that has so much potential based upon our history, and so I want the fans to feel that way. I want our students to feel that way. I want everybody at this institution to stand up, be proud to be a Don, and be a part of it. Get engaged, come to the games. If you have season tickets, you're not going to use them, get them to somebody that will. Bring a friend, bring a neighbor. we need to reconnect the city of San Francisco with this institution in athletics, and so that's what we're trying to do.
Scott, as I mentioned at the start, you've been on the job a number of months now, and I know when you first came in, there's the newness and kind of getting to know everybody and reaching out to alums that you really hadn't met before. Do you feel now that you're kind of in that comfort zone where you've been here, that now you just, instead of meeting people and reaching out to folks that you don't have a relationship with, now those relationships are going, and now it's move forward and let's put the pedal to the metal, to bring out a cliche a little bit?
Yeah, you know what? I've always believed that it happens when you engage people, when you build relationships. What happens where you really become successful is when those relationships develop more relationships. It's what I said earlier in this interview. It takes everybody, okay? And it's going to take everybody that's associated with us, that is supporting, to connect us to new people. We can't expect the core that we have now to continue beyond and beyond and do more and do more. And we're going to ask them to do that. We want them to help go recruit more people. Now, I certainly, you can tell from my enthusiasm about what we're trying to do, I'm never going to be comfortable until we get to the point where I think we're clicking on all cylinders. We've got a long way to go. That doesn't mean we're not making progress. We are making progress. We've got a lot of things to do. It's an exciting time, and we're ready to roll. Final question for you. As you came in, you inherited some pretty attractive names as your two basketball coaches, in Jennifer Azzi and Rex Walters. How have they been to work with? And you must be really excited about the kind of things they're doing. I don't see Jennifer's team play, obviously, as much as I see the men's team, but I hear a lot of excitement about some of the young recruits, and certainly Rex has the men's program headed the right direction here. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'm extremely pleased with the progress we're making in both of our programs, both men and women's. Obviously, on the women's side, we haven't won enough games, and I can tell you right now, the first person that would tell you that is Jennifer Azzi. She's not happy with not winning as many games as we'd like to. We still have a lot of season left. We're looking forward to seeing how we compete down the stretch and beyond. But what's coming behind it, all the things that we're doing on a day in and day out basis, we're doing the right things. We will see that materialize here in the coming years. Rex Walters, I think, has done a phenomenal job. He's done it without some of the things that we think are important, for him. And that starts with support. He needs the support. We need to give him the support and put things in place that will help us get to the top of the WCC.
Scott, appreciate the time. Whenever we talk, I always sense the enthusiasm you have, the excitement about this program, and the opportunity here on this campus to take this school to great levels. Looking forward to seeing more changes as we move towards the future.
Everybody put your white on. We'll see you out the ball games.
Put those white shirts on. All right. I'm Pat Olson along with Scott Sidwell. Thanks for watching right here on USFDons.com.
Go Dons.